J, I got a hit
Okay, when do I
board,
read
and it-
this?
yes,
This is
J and J,
open
ready?
public.
So I believe, yes, we are good.
Okay,
Testing.
Unplug the phone and
just unplug it.
Testing.
unplug it from the charger and hand it, and I'll keep trying it
Okay.
while you're running the meeting.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Tonight is the Ramsey Mayor and Council Work Session for Wednesday, February 8th, 2023, at our 2023 time of 7 p.m. This meeting is also being conducted telephonically.
Noted. Trying, not yet.
We will try to connect it shortly. We're having some technical difficulty, but you can be viewing this on our YouTube channel, which you can connect to on the Borough website. May we have roll call, please?
Mayor Dillon. Here. Councilwoman Cusick.
Here.
Councilman Gutwetter.
Here.
Councilman Kilman.
Here.
Councilman Popolo.
Here.
Councilwoman Poppy.
Here.
Councilwoman Woods.
Here.
You are helping people around the world communicate for
Looks
free.
like Mr. Vosé was able to get us through.
Hold on. This was
Mr.
in the
Vosé
AV
just hit
club.
the wrong code.
Access code or phone number you have dialed is incorrect. Please check your credentials. If you are the host, press stop now. Please enter your PIN. Thank you. You are the only participant in the conference.
Thank you, Madam Mayor,
Thank you, Mr. Bozay.
and thank you, Mr. Vosé.
I guess mine got,
And
I have to, no, I have to get on.
okay,
Must have kicked me out.
just give us 60 more seconds, and we will. Oh, plug it in.
And thank you for choosing free conference.
Bruce, did you use a different call-in? Okay.
Thank you. Can we stand for the flag salute, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are you on mute?
Yes.
Mr. Vosé?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of all citizens to have advance notice of and to attend all meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting the public is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, notice of this meeting of the mayor and council was published in the Bergen Record and the Ridgewood News on Friday, January 13th, 2023. Do we have approval of minutes?
This is Councilwoman Cusick, and yes, Council President, I would like to approve the minutes that are from the January 25th, 2023 meeting.
Okay. Do we have a second?
A second?
Do you have any comments on the minutes? Not seeing any, not seeing any. Roll call, please, Ms. Bendian.
Councilwoman Cusick.
Yes.
Councilman Gutwetter.
Yes.
Councilman Kilman.
Yes.
Councilman Popolo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Poppy.
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods.
Yes.
Thank you. Do we have approval of communications?
Yes, thank you, Council President. I would like to move that the communications be received and filed that are listed on the agenda for this evening.
Thank you. I second that. And are there any comments on the communications? Not seeing any. May we have roll call, please?
Councilwoman Cusick.
Yes.
Councilman Gutwetter.
Yes.
Councilman Kilman.
Yes.
Councilman Popolo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Poppy.
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods.
Yes,
That brings us to public comment. Anyone wishing to address the governing body, please give your name, spelling the last name and address. Please speak in an audible tone and address your comments to the chair. There will be a 5-minute time limit per speaker unless reduced because of the volume of business on the agenda. Please note, public comment is your time. Out of respect and fairness to all, there will be no interruptions or questions answered during your time. No time shall be ceded to anyone else, and no time shall be saved for later use. Any responses may be given during the governing body's comments later in the meeting, or as directed by the chair. The Borough Clerk is the official timekeeper. We don't have anyone present in chambers tonight, so is there anyone on the phone who would like to make a public comment? This is first call.
There's nobody on.
I'll have to go through. Second call for public comment. Third call for public comment. Not hearing anyone, we will close public comment, and we will move into the advertised public hearing for final consideration of ordinances. Councilman Gutwetter, please.
Thank you, Council President Gilman. This is the final reading of ordinance number 022023. Be resolved that an ordinance entitled Ordinance to Exceed the Municipal Budget Appropriation Limits and to Establish a Cap Bank will be brought up for public hearing, and all persons interested having been given an opportunity to be heard, pass final reading by title, and that said ordinance be adopted as an ordinance of the Borough of Ramsey. And be it further resolved that the Borough Clerk be and she hereby is directed to cause a copy of the title of said ordinance to be published in an official newspaper of the Borough in the manner provided by law, together with notice of the date of introduction and adoption of said ordinance.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any comments on that?
Yeah, I have some comments. This is a standard municipal ordinance that and municipalities throughout the state of New Jersey adopt each year ahead of the municipal budget, which will be coming up in the next few months. The state allows the municipalities, if they adopt this ordinance, to potentially increase the budget appropriations by up to 3.5% from the prior year's budget appropriations. This does not impact the tax levy cap of 2%. It deals with appropriation lines under the state municipal cap and allows flexibility if in a given year certain line items need to be increased above the appropriation cap. Ramsey may not utilize this flexibility. There is no harm in adopting the ordinance. Any amount under the revised allowable level a town is under the cap is banked for future years.
Thank you, Councilman. Because this is a final consideration of this ordinance, we open it up to the public for a hearing on any comments that you might have. First call. Second call. Third call. Not hearing anyone, we will close the hearing for the public on this ordinance and go to a roll call vote.
Councilwoman Cusick?
Yes.
Councilman Gutwetter?
Yes.
Councilman Kilman?
Yes.
Councilman Papalo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Poppy?
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods?
Yes.
Thank you. We don't have any appointments this evening, I believe, and none listed. And we will move right into the consent resolutions. And once again, Councilman Gutwetter, please.
Thank you again, Council President Kilman. Be it resolved that resolutions 050-2023 through and including 053-2023, having been considered by the governing body of the Borough of Ramsey, be and are hereby passed and approved. There are no special permits or block party requests this evening.
I will second that.
Are there any comments? Not seeing any at this time. A roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cusick?
Yes.
Councilman Gutwetter?
Yes.
Councilman Kilman?
Yes.
Councilman Papalo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Poppy?
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods?
Yes.
Now that moves us into the committee and liaison reports. And once again, Finance and Administration, Councilman Michael Gutwetter.
Aren't you guys tired of hearing it?
Never.
I am. I have a nice brief report. Yay. I have no real report on the Recreation Commission or Pool Commission as they meet in the next few weeks, and I will have more updates at the next meeting. But always refer to their websites for ongoing or upcoming events or information. The library board meets next week, but some events to note. The Lunar New Year's was celebrated this past Saturday on January 28th. The Winterfest is this coming Saturday, February 11th, from 12 to 3 in the afternoon, with winter activities in the back parking lot. New Jersey Makers Day is on Saturday, March 25th, and the time is still to be determined. This event focuses on STEM activities, science, technology, engineering, and math. The Sunday concert series, January 15th was a jazz trio. February 19th is classic rock and oldies. March 12th is folk music, and all events are at 2 p.m. Family Game Night will be held, the next one, on Monday, February 27th at 7 p.m. Check the library website for more details. We'll have more to report on at the next meeting after the board meets. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. We move to public safety, and that's my report. Mine is brief as well. For the VFW, I received a report from former Councilman Joe Verdoni, as well as a military veteran. VFW Post 12148. Just a friendly reminder, our VFW Post will host a Super Bowl party on February 12th at the VFW building in Finch Park from 1 p.m. until after the game ends. Food and non-alcoholic beverages will be provided, and the mayor and council members and families are welcome to join us. Board of Health will be meeting tomorrow evening at 8 p.m., and this will be in person. First time in a very long time, so we've now entered the post-COVID era with the Board of Health. And that's my report. Moving to Building, Planning, and Zoning, Councilwoman Jane Woods.
Thank you, Council President Kilman. I just would like to thank the Ramsey Municipal Alliance and Councilman Poppy for a wonderful, wonderful comedy night and a successful evening. I suppose, I mean, it was wonderful. Thank you. The Zoning Board of Adjustment meets next week on February 15th, so I have nothing to report there. Ramsey Senior Trustees meet tomorrow, February 9th, and the Design Review Board meets February 28th. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Utilities, Buildings, and Grounds, Councilwoman Judy Cusick.
Thank you, Council President Kilman. This is Councilwoman Cusick's report for the 8th of February. I wanted to congratulate the Ramsey Municipal Alliance for what I'm told was a wonderful comedy show. I'm sorry I couldn't stay there, and laughter is the best medicine, so thank you. My report tonight is for the Planning Board, the Shade Tree Commission, and the Board of Public Works. The Planning Board met last night, February 7th. There were 8 site plan waivers presented, and 7 of the 8 were approved. There was 1 public hearing for Worth USA on Grant Street. The application was approved. Our next meeting is the 21st of February, 2023. The Shade Tree Commission, Arbor Day is April 28th, 2023. Please note that there is information on our borough's website regarding our Shade Tree Commission, and our next meeting is next week, 16th February. The Ramsey Board of Public Works next meeting is the 27th of February, and that is on account of the holiday, the President's Day holiday. We continue with our lead service line replacement project, and at our next council meeting, I will have more comprehensive reports on both our Shade Tree Commission and Board of Public Works, as there have been no other meetings since our last. Thank you very much, Council President.
Thank you, Councilwoman Cusick. Public and Governmental Relations, Councilwoman Sarah Poppy.
Thank you, Council President Peter Kilman. I'm going to start with the Ramsey Municipal Alliance. I'm quite proud of them and their accomplishments. They held a fundraiser this past Friday to raise awareness for mental health. 86 people attended, which includes 10 volunteers. The event was a comedy show emceed by PhD psychologist Dr. Matthew Bellis, and it was an outside-of-the-box idea to engage the community in raising mental health awareness. The Municipal Alliance raised approximately $2,000 for their mission to provide substance abuse prevention education and mental wellness initiatives to our community. The RMA chair, Dr. Shauna Loricella, wanted to share with the mayor and council that, quote, "The RMA is incredibly grateful for the logistical, financial, and moral support that the mayor and council provided. The engagement says a great deal about the willingness to support the RMA as well as mental health in our community." So she would like to thank all of you for your support. Their next meeting is the 27th of February. The Ramsey Chamber of Commerce is working on their 2023 initiatives. I had a brief meeting with them last week, and they're working through their event calendar. The chamber would like to remind businesses how to become a member. Members are an operational business or a resident with a business outside of Ramsey, so a Ramsey resident who has their own business, or a business that does a majority of their work within Ramsey. Finally, the Ramsey Journal is accepting submissions. All organizations should have been contacted. If you did not receive a contact for your organization, please reach out to the borough or myself, and we will make sure that you get the guidelines. The Ramsey Journal will be out around mid-April.
What's the submission deadline, Sarah?
The submission deadline is mid-March. I believe I put it as March 12th, so we'll say March 12th.
It's in the email.
That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, Councilwoman Poppy. Health, Education, and Social Services, Councilman Glenn Popolo.
Thank you, Council President Kilman. I have two committee reports. The first one is Ramsey's For Everyone Right. Committee meetings begin March 8th. We'll start there, but informal sessions have occurred, and we had some things scheduled. Basketball is in its 5th week, going very strong and very well for the kids and the adults. It will conclude the 2nd week of March. We have registration for Humdingers on 2/16, and that'll be from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at Humdingers. And they will be setting up two events for March, one spring dance and another karaoke in the month of March. The dates haven't been finalized yet. For the Board of Ed, they had a meeting on January 31st. Some topics of interest were that the construction of Tisdale and Hubbard, if you've seen that construction going on, for the completion of the AC units that they had going in, and that were completed, I believe, last week as they were finalizing that. They're beginning committees to move and take a look at the Main Street tennis courts that will then be moved behind Eastwick College. Behind the baseball fields, there's a tract of land there that they're looking to move those tennis courts over to. They'll be utilizing those courts for additional space for parking, pickup, and free the congestion area of that parking lot area. They did have 6 staff retire had 150 years of service at a Ramsey High School, Smith and Hubbard, having some difficulties filling those roles, specifically in the industrial arts, which they did discuss to specialize that in other schools around, Hackensack being one, and Lincoln Tech being another one that they would utilize for that education piece. They did go through the math curriculum, so each school is presenting. So last month we went through Tisdale and Hubbard. Next will be Smith, and finally with the high school. And lastly, Christina Browning and Crystal Sedula were awarded educational awards. So environmental meets next week, 2/14. That's all I have for my committees.
Thank you, Councilman Popolo. We've heard from our council members, so now it's time for the report from Mayor Deirdre Dillon.
Thank you, Council President Peter Tillman. First off, I want to recognize the Ramsey Municipal Alliance and, of course, Councilwoman Poppy and Dr. Shauna Lorcella. That was a great event, well done, so great job. Last night, it was incredible the amount of work that you guys put into and all the volunteers, so well done.
Thank you.
As everybody knows, we had some bad weather last week. Unfortunately, we had a tree go down on Shady Side, a very large tree, that took down a pole. So we have certain residents that did not have electricity. But I want to commend Rockland Electric for really getting in there and taking care of. And I also want to recognize a couple of members from the DPW, Mike Skarupa, Tom Lanning, Steve Zolani, and Josh Malstein. They were out there last Saturday working with the tree removal company in the bitter, bitter cold to get that tree out of there so that Rockland Electric could come in and replace the pole. So I just want to recognize them for doing such a, great job and being out there to restore service to those residents. And the road was finally reopened on Monday afternoon, after Verizon finished all of its work. Just want to recognize for Resolution 53, 2023, that's the community development grant that's going to allow us to install brand-new handicap bathrooms at the VFW building at Finch Park, which are definitely needed. So, thank you to everyone, including Mr. Rose, who worked on getting that grant. That money will be put to very good use. And work permitting, this Friday, I intend to attend a grant workshop hosted by Congressman Gottheimer at Bergen Community College. There will be a lot of federal agencies there talking about the various grant opportunities that they have. So I'm hoping to go in, meet some people, get some ideas, and let's see if there's anything that we can do to help bring some money to Ramsey. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Our Borough Administrator, Mr. Bruce Bozay.
Thank you.
Sorry, Bruce.
That's all right. Thank you, Council President. I would just like to comment on some upcoming things, which include the municipal budget. Preparation for the 2023 municipal budget began back in the fall with gathering department heads, but operating budgets for their departments. The same inflationary pressures and rising costs we all face in our own household budgets or business budgets are all the same for the borough. We're not immune to the inflationary costs that are going on throughout our country and the world, for that matter. For example, we recently just had an advertised public bid process for a new 5-year contract for curbside garbage and recycling collection. The prior contract from 2018 had fixed pricing through last year. With the significant economic changes over the last 5 years in fuel costs, employee costs, insurance, costs of new vehicles, et cetera, the new pricing from the low bidder is almost double that of the 2018 contract, with over a 90% increase from 2022. This overall inflation in operating costs is hitting all towns, and the state is making a one-year-only change to its budget requirements for 2023, understanding this is quite a unique economic year. As mentioned, these and other factors create challenges in developing a responsible budget while maintaining quality services for our residents. At the upcoming mayor and council meetings, we will have more detailed discussions on the 2023 budget. A tentative schedule for the municipal budget is as follows. Next meeting, February 22nd, would be a municipal budget presentation. March 8th would be the introduction of the 2023 municipal budget. And then a month later, April 12th, would be the public hearing and a vote on adoption of the municipal budget. So we will have continued information as we go along, but that currently is the estimated time frame for that municipal budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bozay. Counselor?
Nothing, thank you, sir.
Nothing tonight? And our Borough Clerk, Ms. Bendian?
Thank you. I have no comment. Thank
No
you.
comment tonight. All right. We do not have any introduction of ordinances. Is there any unfinished business?
Council President, I just want to add one thing, and Mayor Dillon, thank you. Saturday seems like a bit of a blur, but I also want to give a bit of recognition for the foresight to open the community center as a warming location, and especially with people who did not have power, potentially Friday into Saturday. It's just an incredibly kind gesture, and it's smart, and it shows the dedication that folks have to our community. I know that there were OEM and CERT volunteers there ready to serve, so thank you, Madam Mayor and Mr. President.
Well, thank you. Any other unfinished business? Any new business? Not seeing any. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
You have a second. Glenn? Councilman Glenn? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
7:27. No.
All right, so even